Hey guys, welcome to Get Your Wellies. Glad you're back here with me. Today we're going to go to the store, pick up some wood so we can make a raised bed. But first of all, why don't you get your wellies? Meet me in the garden. I'm in one of the big stores here buying some wood. Actually going to get this to make some flower beds. So wood has gone up quite a bit in price. This is actually about $2.50 less than the last time I was in here, and that's been a couple of months ago pricing this. So we'll take it. When we get four pieces, just to get a good start on making these beds. Here we go guys, I got 4 pieces of wood on my cart here. And I'm gonna build some of these beds, so we'll talk about that as I'm doing it. Let me go pay for this. Actually, let's go with some decking screws to put this together with first. So guys, this is what I'm gonna go with for the screws for outdoors. These are coated, they've got a pretty sharp tip on them, so these should drive through the wood pretty easily. We will pre-drill the holes in this wood, but when you're in the store looking, as tempting as it may be to go with a interior screw, which are going to be much cheaper, these are just not going to last over time. So definitely worth the money at the outlay. If you're using pressure treated wood, it's going to last for quite a few years outside, so you don't want your job to fall apart because you didn't put good screws in there. All right guys, wood is loaded up. As my friend Bill says, the wood gets heavier the older you get. True fact. Last year I used these cedar boards to mark the edge of the flower bed. Those are pretty roughly placed, and the main idea was just to hold in any extra soil that I put in there last year. So guys, when I build this bed, I'm going to build it 24 inches wide. The reason for that is because I want to be able to be sure that I can reach into that bed and not have to step up into it where I compress the soil. So 24 inches is a pretty good distance for a bed that's a width of the bed that's up against a fence or a wall, because you really don't want to have to get up and walk in there. You want your soil to remain loose, so 24 inches, that's my recommendation for the width of your bed. Anyway, so we'll cut the wood to those lengths. So I'm gonna mark this here for the miter saw, and you have a little bit of wiggle room here. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect. This piece of wood is 8 feet long. That's the one dimension that's given on the wood that's truly accurate. So if you cut them at 24 inches, you'll have 4 of them. So keep that in mind. We're gonna have a couple of extra ones. I'll put the sides on, and then we'll have actually some extra wood, which will be good because I've got more beds to make. So I'm lining the wood up with the first dots on there so we can make that cut. I actually think I'm going to do pre-drill some pilot holes here, probably 3 on each one, and I'm going to put the 8-foot piece on the inside. And the reason for that is, in that flower bed, it's just going to be easy to access the ends of the wood to attach these end caps on. So that's going to make my bed a little bit narrower than 24 inches, but not much, so I'm okay with that. So just making sure there's nothing under here before I pre-drill those holes. So let me go ahead and get those in there. So you'll want to use a drill bit that is just very slightly smaller than the screw. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to pre-drill through the 2-foot parts, and I'll cut another 2-foot part here in a minute, and then we'll have our end caps ready to put together out there in the backyard. Okay, there's 3 done on that end. So let's turn the wood around. And we'll do our pilot holes at this end. Again, just be sure you're not hitting any of the part of the saw there. I've damaged so much stuff over the years because of that. All right, 3 more holes, here we go. Alright, let's speed through this second part of me cutting the wood and drilling the holes. Okay guys, I have the wood ready for the flower beds. This is for 1 bed, and we're going to put this first one in, but let me show you where it's going. Now, for those of you who've been following along, you'll know that this area was where I had banana plants last year. So this is the remains, decomposing remains of one of them. There's a second one here and a third one in here. So the first bed I'm going to do basically around these banana plants. I don't know if I'll fill in with a little bit of soil this year or just go ahead and let them come up. But let's put the first one together here. There's lots of hiding places for snakes, so be sure you've got your boots on. You can put your wellies on if you want. For this first bed, I'm actually going to build around that, because I want to keep the bananas sort of contained to 1 bed. I really like them, but I don't want those rhizomes just stretching out everywhere. So anything that shows up outside this bed, I'll cut down. Anyway, let's get to putting the bed together. Okay, let's get putting this bed together. So I have pre-drilled the holes, as we saw on the earlier section of video. So I'm going to put all that together. This piece, the end piece that's laying down there, and here's the other side. So we're going to get all that put together. So let me set the camera up so you can watch some of that. Now I'm also going to speed this video up because I know you don't want to watch me put in 12 nails at slow speed. So let's hurry through this part. So guys, I'm going to let this bed settle for a day or 2 and then level it out, get my level and just make sure it's pretty even. Here where the fence is, this is my neighbor's fence, so I'm not going to drill into that wood, but I do want to get it kind of right up against there because that's going to help keep my bed line straight. But anyway, I'll level it and then we can look towards filling this with some super soil, some compost. I'm going to see what the garden center's got, and I'll probably take you along for that ride too. We'll buy a few yards and fill up the bed. So next I'm going to attach a second bed. I'm going to do that off camera. So next time I'm out here, y'all can take a look at that. So that's pretty much the build. Very easy. This wood is heavy. Ideally, you could prepare this in the garage and then come out and, if you have a helper with you, perhaps help carry it out outside. But that's the build for right now. Well, thank you guys for joining me here in the garden. Hope that helped a little bit on building beds. There's a lot of things you can do with raised beds. Some people, if they have like voles or mouse problems, they'll put hardware cloth on the bottom. That's not a bad idea if you're starting a brand new garden from fresh. This soil, I haven't had problems with anything like that. If I do, I guess I'm going to be digging out a bunch of soil and putting me some hardware cloth in there. But for right now, I'm going to go without that. So this is it for today. Follow me along. There's going to be garden tours coming. Probably some more seed planting, getting those seedlings outside. Next week is our last frost date here in Arkansas. So far, the 10-day forecast looks good for my plans to put things out then. So we'll have a day where we do that, and I'll bring you along for it. So guys, thanks for watching Get Your Wellies. If you like the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and check out some of the others we've got. More coming. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later. Until then, bye now.